What up, everybody? Welcome to the Twin Wrestle Pod. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Listen, we're gonna talk about TNA Slammiversary that just aired earlier today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. TNA's pay-per-view, I think, had about I want to say maybe 7 or 8 matches on the card. A couple matches I really didn't care for. I just freshly got done watching it. Just got the main event just probably ended maybe about 45, 50 minutes ago at this time of recording. And what this event showed me is the severe lack in TNA's roster, and it showed very much in this pay per view when it comes to the women's division and people just not being like over. Like the crowd, they don't really have people that's like over outside of like nostalgia as like the Hardys and shit like that. Like over Santana, over Nick Nemeth, people like that are over. This is a decent show. Wasn't the best show they can put on. Um, Watching this show just made me come to the realization that TNA needs help. They need to. I don't know what they got going on behind the scenes. I know there are a lot of releases, a lot of firings, a lot of mutually parted ways when it comes to talent and people who run things backstage, i.e., Tommy Dreamer and talents like Tessa Blanchard just left. Steve Macklin just left, I think, last month. Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace. Like TNA has been shredded a lot when it comes to their talent. And going into this pay per view, the biggest question mark was the contract of their current TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Mike Santana. And the more and more I watch Mike Santana, man, I love Mike Santana. He went to when he did his solos at killing the game, very good in the ring, and it's more prevalent watching this show. That no matter the outcome of whatever match that we're going to go over with him and Nick, TNA needs to keep him and pay him what he needs to be paid. You have to start somewhere, and you need to build around Mike Santana, man. Mike Santana is really good in the ring. But with that out the way, let's get into this pay per view. So, we're going to start with the Mustafa TNA International Championship Open Challenge. And this was a cool match. It was a triple threat match. It ended up being two special opponents that we don't know who is going to answer the challenge. One of them ended up being Rich Swann, which we've seen in TNA. I think the last time I seen him, he's facing AJ Francis. Might have been on their last pay per view, or I think he was facing him on the episode of TNA, if I remember. But we got the debut of Uhaa Nation. And if you don't know who Uhaa Nation is, you got to go all the way back to maybe probably 10 years now. Probably 10 or more years. It's the former Apollo Crews who was in WWE. He made his debut for TNA. Very good pickup for TNA. I felt like he didn't need to go to AEW. Most people who get released from WWE don't need to go to AEW. Because sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? It's the shuffle over there. Because TNA to AEW just got too much talent, and you're not going to get featured as much. But this was a good pickup for TNA to put in their mid card division. Go out to the S Division Championship, International Championship here. It's a very solid match, but a lot of things that ended up being the whole theme around this pay per view. And quite frankly, now that I think about it, the theme, so a lot of TNA pay per views that I watched recently, I think No Surrender was the last one I watched as well, is that TNA rely on a lot of outside interference in their matches. I don't get why they do that. They do it a lot in almost every match they have on pay per view. This match was no different. Mustafa Ali had Special Agent Zero come out there. He attacked Uhaa Nation, threw him on the ground, and barricaded him with the steel steps on top of him. So that eliminated Uhaa Nation, and that allowed Mustafa Ali to pick up the win over Rich Swann and retain the TNA International Championship. These three guys got history, okay? We've seen Mustafa and Rich Swann. Pretty sure there's a match out there with Mustafa and Apollo. These guys got chemistry. TNA, y'all need to. I know you don't want to beat Uhaa on his first night. Cool, that's fine, but you don't need the outside interference to have Mustafa retain a championship. I would like to see a better match And it seemed like it went kind of quick as well, probably maybe 10, 12 minutes. Not that long of a match for an international championship. I like the international championship. It's a pretty cool looking championship, blue strap. I like the championship, the globe on the middle of the championship. TNA got some really nice championships. But Mustafa Ali picked up the win to retain his championship. I would like to see them do much, much more when it comes to this division and limit the outside interference. Next up, AJ Francis versus Elijah. And this match was the intellectual properties of Elijah. So AJ Francis, somehow, some way, don't know, haven't been keeping up with TNA. He got the properties of Elijah. So he can't play no music really. His likeness and any lyrics or whatever thing he comes up with, he can't really play because AJ Francis owns it. This was an okay match, decent match, but the thing about the TNA stuff with AJ Francis is that he's getting able to show his ability in ring, and he's much better than his top dollar days a long time ago. He did one cool thing. He did a fucking moonsault. A guy his size doing a fucking moonsault from the turnbuckles, the top turnbuckles, is very, very impressive. And another impressive move that I seen was Elijah hit a fucking tombstone, but it didn't finish AJ Francis off. But two pretty good looking moves by two guys who, quite frankly, I ain't gonna say don't get the opportunity because Elijah had a lot of opportunities in WWE. He was over with his gimmick. AJ Francis during the TNA was the best move for him. Allowed him to show out and break out. We already knew he had good mic skills, but allowed him to do decent things in the ring, and he's a lot better than he was back in his top dollar days. Fairly decent match. Do you gotta go out of your way to watch it? No, it was just a match there. Elijah picked up the win, and he got his held back on his intellectual properties, if you will. Next up, the Elegance brand versus Rosemary and the returning Ali. Now, I am a huge Rosemary fan. Been a Rosemary fan for a very, very long time. Back when they was in the Destination America phase. Man, that's going back like 2013, 2012. TNA. If you know Destination America, you know Destination America. But this is a knockouts tag team match. The Elegance brand, okay? It seemed like they have been. This is another thing when it comes to TNA and lack of a division or lack of talent on their roster, because the Elegance brand has been with the tag team championships for a very fucking long time. It seemed like since the inception, before the AMC deal. Like, I've seen them with the tag team championships more than I've seen anyone, because there's the only probably tag team. The Inspiration's gone. I don't know no other fucking tag team they had there. But this match was okay. Nothing to write home about. The right team went over, which is Rosemary and Ali, because going back to the old days of Destination America, Ali and Rosemary are the vets of TNA. They have a lot of chemistry together, and they made magic together pretty much. Back when Ali was there, Chelsea Green was there, Rosemary was there, they had the whole Laura Van Ness situation shit. So the right team went over. Rosemary and Ali are your new TNA Women's Tag Team Champions. And possibly they can do something better with these women's tag team championships. Let's leave the Elegance brand off for a while, because they just been with the tag team championships for far too long. They're a decent tag team, but we don't need to keep seeing them as much. Next up, Ricky Sosa versus Eric Young. Very solid opener. This is on the pre-show on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube as well. Thing I'll say about this is Ricky Sosa, man. Great. I'm happy he's back in TNA. Love his song for sure. That song's a banger. Good way to put him in the ring with a vet like Eric Young. See what he got. Test his limits. And Eric Young put Ricky Sosa over, which was the way it should have been. Big momentum for him going into the main roster. Pretty much. This is just a filler for him. So Ricky Sosa picks up the win. Nothing else to write home about there, but pretty decent match and a pretty decent showing from Ricky Sosa as well. Next up, this was a match I really did not care for because I'm just tired of keep seeing it. You see this variation almost every fucking week. The system, which they're like the Vision to me. Like, they're not that great of a group. I don't care how many people you try to put in there. Eddie Edwards just doesn't do it for me. Shout out to him for getting his singles run, becoming a world champion all. But Eddie Edwards just don't do it for me, bro. Like, he was cool in his tag team when he was the Wolves back in the day. With him and I forget the other guy. Was it Davey Richards? I forget his damn name. That might be his name. But this match was okay. A lot of outside, I ain't gonna say interference, but a lot of outside factors as well in this matchup. Kind of like a hardcore match. Eddie Edwards brought in the family of Moose and did a couple things to them. And then Moose's son hit Eddie Edwards with a low blow. Moose finished him off, picked up the win. So hopefully Moose can put this shit behind him and get over the system. Because this shit been going on far too long. Way longer than it needed to be. Moose need to get away from him. Like Seth Rollins need to get away from the Vision. Moose need to get away from them. Right guy went over. Finally got his payback on him for turning on him, I think, a month or two ago. Right guy went over and Moose. Nothing you need to see here in this matchup at all. Okay. This is another match where yet the thin roster limit really, really subsides TNA. I like Lee Yang though. I like her a lot. Back when she was in WWE, like her a lot. She had a great look, and she showed her little recent run in NXT before she got released that she was doing good things in NXT, and now she at the TNA. Now she's a 2-time TNA Women's Champ. But with the subtractions of a Tessa Blanchard, the subtractions of a Masha Slamovich, Jordan Grace, this division has been gutted, man. Like severely. They have a little bit of women there, but not as much. Danny Luna, who you could have ushered her in a women's championship scene, but they just didn't do too much with her. But Zaya Brookside versus Lei Yinling, another match that you just don't need to go watch. Like, the crowd wasn't really invested in this match. They wasn't really invested in this match at all. And Zaya Brookside, to me, she just came out of the blue. I ain't seen her on the last time I watched her. I haven't seen her nowhere near Li Yin Lee. I haven't seen her. So I mean, how am I supposed to get invested as a viewer if I haven't really seen? I don't know the bad blood here. She don't even have enough momentum of being over for her to be number one contender. How am I supposed to be invested in that? And it showed. They had great work in the match, but the crowd just wasn't there. And it just furthers my point of their thin limited roster. Zaya Brookside ended up beating Lei Yin Lee. And this is another problem with TNA. Y'all playing pass around a championship way too much. Way too much. You need to pick a superstar that's going to hold that championship for a while and actually do some good with it. And not just play hot potato with the championship. Because it done went from Ariana Grace, right? Fucking, who had it in NXT? A couple NXT superstars had it. Like, y'all just need to start switching this title. Y'all need to build a woman up superior to the woman that you have on the roster. Y'all need to go out and sign someone that y'all can put the stock into. Whether it's Elena Black, the former Cora Jade, I don't know. But they need to get more roster members on this roster because it's not looking too good. It's not. And we're gonna see what Zaya Brookside do as TNA Women's Champ, but I don't have high hopes for the TNA Women's division at the moment. Gone are the days of Yale Kim and Awesome Kong. Like, they actually had momentum back in the day. Next up, we gonna come back to the main event. We'll talk about that. Fatal 4-Way ladder match. Yet another match I just wasn't intrigued by. I didn't really want to watch. Had a steel cage match yesterday at Night of Champions. Had a ladder match today. Had to have another steel cage match later tonight in AEW. I'm just not invested in these matches. And looking at this lineup, seriously, we knew that the Hardys was not going to lose this match. It's 3 teams here, but it was another 4th team added, I believe. From the Order 4. The 2 guys from Order 4 were added in this match. During this lineup, Matt and Jeff are not losing no championships. None of these teams here pose a severe threat. to my eyes, to your eyes, or the casual fans' eyes. This was just yet another match where the Hardys got to play nostalgia hits. You know what I'm saying? Some fun spots, obviously. You got the Hardys in a lot of the match, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the Hardys are over, man. They legends in the game. But going into this match, I didn't think the Hardys were going to lose these championships. If TNA know what's good for them, they do not take these championships off the Hardys. They're the only legitimate and over tag team they have in TNA. Don't touch that. Okay. Ultimate X match. Fabian Eichner, the former Giovanni Vinci, Mr. Elegance, TNA legend Amazing Red, X Division champion Cedric Alexander, the former X Division champion Leon Slater, Casey Navarro, and Frankie Kazarian. Man, watching this match gave me a little bit of nostalgia because Ultimate X was the thing that built TNA, man. It built it from the ground up. You've seen the clips of awesome moments and awesome moves that happened in Ultimate X back in the day. So that's where the nostalgia hit there. Watching this match, the nostalgia ended there. I feel like they just didn't give this match enough time, man. You had valuable players. I know Kazarian was like in the first Ultimate X match back in the day, so kudos for him getting there. Most of the people in this match just wasn't over, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Leon Slater's over, Cedric Alexander's over, Kazarian's over, Amazing Red is just the OG. Like all these other guys, I like Casey Navarro as well. I saw him in the Indies back in the day. So it's just I don't know, man. The crowd just wasn't like you gotta give the crowd something to be like jumping for joy and on their feet about. They were in Boston. And Boston is a good wrestling town. But the crowd just weren't they just really reacted to much things in this match. I might call him Giovanni Vinci, but Fabian Eichner did. It was a cool spot. So Kazarian was climbing up on the X, and Eichner springboards and hits him with a cross body. There's a little bit of awkward landing on Kazarian's part. As Eichner hits him with a cross body, he just lands on his feet and falls back. Kind of awkward, but that was a cool spot. I just wish they implemented more cool spots with the Ultimate X ropes at the top, man. That's just how old TNA was back in the day. You don't need to go crazy like how they did last year, but I think that dude jumped off the side post on the top and then nobody catch him and he got concussed or whatever. Nothing that to that extreme. But this match just didn't feel like an Ultimate X match. It just felt like that what's that old TNA match they used to have? It felt like one of those King of the Mountain matches they used to have where you climb a ladder and you got to put the belt up. Or like the cage when you got to climb out the top to escape the cage or whatever. I forget that match. But it didn't feel like an Ultimate X match to me, man. It just felt like a battle royale. Finish saw Leon Slater and I believe Amazing Red fighting for the championship. They unhooked the championship. They both fighting for it. Leon got possession of the championship, but as you know in the Ultimate X match, you have to be on the ground in order for the match to complete. So Leon Slater's on top of the X. He's dangling the championship after getting it out of the dress by Amazing Red and not Amazing Red, but Cedric Alexander steals the championship out of his hands, and he's already on the mat. So once he gets the championship in his possession, he retains the championship. So, yeah, I don't think we're done with Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander. Maybe it's another pay-per-view match for the championship and Cedric wins. Don't know. But the cool thing coming out of this matchup is they played a video package after the match for Amazing Red and letting him know that he is going to be the next member into the TNA Hall of Fame. Clap it up for Amazing Red, man. TNA legend. OG TNA legend. Like 2006, 2005, 2007. TNA legend. So Amazing Red will be in the TNA Hall of Fame. And on that note, earlier in the day on the pre-show, they announced a new Knockouts women's tournament. They presented a championship called the Knockouts TV title. So it's going to be a tournament held for that championship. So I expect there to be NXT presence on there as well. So we're gonna see how they're gonna act when it comes to that. How they're gonna do this tournament style, and who they're gonna put over. Maybe they're gonna go Elena Black for that. I don't know. Now, let's get to the main event of the night. Mike Santana defending the TNA World Championship against Nick Nemeth. This match was solid. Thing going into this match while watching this match, like I stated at the beginning of the video, Mike Santana, very fluid in the ring. He's so much better than he was able to show in AEW when he was there. But so much more fluent, man. I don't even view him as a tag team wrestler anymore. He broken away from that mode. He's just a straight singles guy now, man. Carrying his own weight, doing his own thing, man. I love to see it. All he authentic as they come, bro. He's a fucking real smooth operator, no pun intended, in that ring, bro. And putting him in there with guys like, I think they put him in there with Kazarian last year, Slammiversary, beat Kazarian, which was a good match to win the championship. Now this year, in there with Nick Nemeth. So 2 veterans, 2 good guys to put him in the ring with. And this match was decent. Mike Santana got busted open early because Nick hit him with the trophy outside while his brother, Ryan Nemeth, another issue I had with it, came down for the distraction. Yes, you had to get to the spot, right? But you could have easily got to that spot with like a ref bump or some shit. And then Nick go out there, get the trophy while Mike is down and nail him with the trophy. Throw it back outside, lay on the ground, and the ref is up. And then Mike comes up bleeding or something like that. The inclusion of Ryan Nemeth, I don't want to see him in no main event. Don't want to see him there. Interference, I don't care what it is. That put the match on a downer for me. Now, let's get to the finish. So we get to the finish. Mike Santana is hulking up. He kicks out at 1 after the zigzag, or danger zone as Nick calls it now. Kicks out at 1. He halts up. He tells Nick to come on. And Nick tried to deliver a super kick. He missed. Mike hit him with a clothesline, and then he goes to the corner. And he's preparing for a spin the block. And as he's preparing for spin the block, he turns and he loses his balance like he's about to get ready to pass out from the amount of blood he lost. And Nick took advantage of it, hit him with the danger zone, and he covered him for 1, 2, and a 3. And Nick Nemeth is your new TNA World Champion. 2-time TNA World Champ. Now, coming out of this match, it definitely, I think it's a smoke screen. I hope it would be a smoke screen, because if TNA let Mike Santana go and let him walk, they're doing a fucking disservice. Pay this man. Pay this man. Pay this man. But going into that finish there, I think they definitely playing into the rumors and the speculation of his contract coming to do July, ending in July. So they had him lose a championship here. Maybe he be gone for a while. He don't say nothing. And then he comes back with a freshly new signed TNA contract. Just because I believe TNA just can't let this guy walk, man. He's literally your building block. You need to build around him. Instead of letting him go like you let Joe Hendry go, Jordan Grace go, all other people go, this would be a severe blow for you if he goes. You got Leon Slater on the come up, but his contract is up pretty soon as well. You can't afford to let those 2 building blocks go. They are your faces of your organization. So do what you got to do your due diligence, and let Mike Santana stay with the company. Signing to what you're going to sign him to. Signing to what he's owed. Don't let a WWE go snatch him up. Even though you have the relationship with him, you need him to be on your TV, selling your AMC deal. But we don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Slammiversary was not a great show. Wasn't a bad show. Just the middle of the road show. Matches I would say go out to watch if you were to pick it up and watch it. Watch the main event, because Mike Santana is very smooth in that fucking ring. You can watch a ladder match with the Hardys just for the nostalgia feel and have a whole bunch of fun. That's really about it, man. You don't really need to go out your way to really watch most of these matches on this card. And that's my review of TNA Slammiversary. NXT is on, and AEW Forbidden Door is on now, as of currently 8 o'clock. So I'm going to check out those two shows, and I might do a review sometime later. I don't know. But in the meantime, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out.